Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be finishing this village project, which I started over a year ago, finally. Now it has been a year since I worked on this last, so my armor and stuff has improved a little bit, but I also don't remember exactly what my plans for this were, although I'm pretty sure this creeper hole wasn't part of it. After I stopped recording the last part, I made some changes to this place. I don't remember exactly what they were, but I'm pretty sure I changed those porches, I added those shutters, and the fence all around the place are all new, I think. With that said, let's just get started on some building. The first thing I built was a small boathouse. The floor is water with a little dock, so you can just drive a boat right in. I went with a pretty simple design for the walls, since the small size meant I couldn't really add much detail. I built a standard sloped roof and finished it off with a boat and a lantern. Next, I built a fishing pier out of spruce trapdoors. Can I just take a moment to talk about how much of a scam trapdoors are? 6 planks gives you just 2 trapdoors. That's 0.33 trapdoors for each plank. That's twice as bad as stairs, which are known for being a scam. And trapdoors are even less of a full block. Okay, rant over. I spent some time fiddling with the end and base of the pier to get it right, before adding some spruce log supports to finish it. After a bit of terraforming, I finished the fence and built a fish drying rack using a design I learned from Mr. Shark Studios. So that completed this area. And then it was time to do the building interiors. So for each building, I kind of chose a color to make the interior. So let me show you what I did. The first house over here, this is the blue house. As you can see, it's got blue beds, blue flower, blue carpet. And then coming over here, we have the red house, again, red bed, red carpet, red flower, and again, just a very simple interior. And then this house over here is yellow. It's got just, yellow stuff. It's a very small house, so there's not room for very much interior stuff, but there's some. Then we move on to this building, which I wasn't really sure what to do with, so I decided to make it into kind of a shop. So as you can see, we've got our little countertop here, where presumably where the shopkeeper would stand, and there's just a couple different things on the walls that are available to buy. And then there's this house next to the shop, which would presumably be the shopkeeper's house. It's green. Again, it's just a very simple design. Next thing to tackle is the tavern. It already has 2 floors, but I decided that's not enough, so I added a third. This third floor serves as a kitchen area. I started off with a large deep slate oven built into one of the walls. As I was building this, I found out you can't actually make stairs or anything from regular deep slate. What the heck, Mojang? The smoke from the oven needs an exhaust, so I built a chimney on top of it. At the top of the chimney, I added some campfires to create some actual smoke, and surrounded them with some trapdoors. I replaced a few of the regular deep slate blocks with cobbled deep slate to add texture before going back inside. I lined the 2 remaining walls with a spruce counter and put some kitchen-y-ish items on it. Then it was time for the ground floor. The building is too small to fit a proper table, so I just put some seating along one wall. The other side gets a small counter for a receptionist. Moving back outside, I built the base of an exterior cooking area, then I rebuilt it several times to get a design I liked. I suspended a cooking pot from a small frame and added another campfire below it. A small sloped roof using some more scam doors finished this area off. If you have really sharp eyes, you might have noticed the lines on the trapdoors and slabs are running in opposite directions. Don't worry, I noticed and fixed them. I added some final details to the basement and ground floors before moving upstairs. The upstairs consists of a hallway and 3 small rooms. I tried a few different designs for the rooms before settling on one that would mostly conceal the inconsistent flooring. I chose a color for each room, and then I just needed to copy the design into all 3. Unfortunately, I didn't actually have any of the flowers I needed. I got a blue orchid from a nearby swamp, but then I needed to find a flower forest. Flower forest, let's go. So now I can get an orange tulip and a pink tulip. So this is my world as I've explored it so far. There's a lot of forest here, so I knew there was a flower forest in here somewhere, but I couldn't remember where. So the first thing I did was nether travel from where we are, right here, down to here, and I checked out this area and I didn't find one. So then I nether traveled up to here and went out to here to look and also didn't find one. And then I remembered there's a plains village nearby, and where is a plains village on this map but right here. So I went there, and the flower forest is right here. So flower forest, us. A couple thousand blocks, because these are all level 3 maps. With those additions and a carpet in the hallway, the tavern was completed. Okay, now that all the buildings are done, it's time to do this open central area. To start that off, I'm going to show you how you can easily make a really big oak tree. First, you're going to want to stack up a couple blocks in like a 2x2 grid like this. This bit's technically optional, but I recommend it if you want your tree to be taller. And these blocks here are just to stand on. Then you place a sapling in each corner. Build up 2 blocks. And build like a little collar around it. Like this. Then break away that. And do that for all 4 saplings. So you should have an arrangement that looks something like this. Then you bone meal all the trees, and this will probably take quite a lot of bone meal, so make sure you bring a lot. Most of the time, adding the collar will cause the tree to generate looking something like this, so you should get something that looks like this. I should clarify the collar thing isn't 100% guaranteed. It usually works like 60% of the time. So then you're going to want to break away all of the dirt as well as the main trunks of the trees. So you end up with something that looks like this. Just a big old blob of branches and leaves. So you come towards the middle somewhere and you just build up your own trunk using oak logs or whatever wood you want. Just place some branches around to get a natural-ish looking trunk. There you go. And add some more around the base. And there we go, we have a nice big oak tree in the middle of things. Next, I dug a well and built a platform around it. I made several versions of this before settling on one I liked. The final design included a little platform for a bell, since every village should have one. The structure and roof over the well weren't really the same style as the rest of the village, so I wasn't sure if it would fit in well, but I think it turned out nicely. I used a grindstone as a pulley and a cauldron for the well bucket, finishing the well assembly. That left the ground. I wanted the ground to have a sort of rough, churned up feel to it, so I decided to turn the majority of it into path blocks. After that, I sprinkled in some gravel and coarse dirt for color and texture. Then, with a few more little details, the village was completed. We've already got our first couple of residents in here. This fisherman here, who just wandered off camera because he's nice like that, I found and cured him while I was building another part of this earlier. This guy I cured ages ago, and he's just been living in my house. So I moved him over here, and somehow, instantaneously, there are now 2 baby villagers in here, even though I never gave either of them food, so I don't know how they managed to breed, but they did. Here's one. I don't know where the other one is. He's around here somewhere, I promise. Oh, here he is. I don't know where he was, but there he is now. Now this is the part where I would turn on shaders and make an epic cinematic with dramatic music, but there's no way my computer will run shaders, so I'm just going to turn on cinematic camera and walk around for a little bit. But yeah, that is the end of this video here. If you liked what you saw, consider subscribing, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this. But that's all I got for you today, so thanks for watching, and goodbye.